This is Cyborg joined by Temp, and we are here for issue 11 of the Injustice series. Last time we checked out the annual number 1 for the Injustice series. Now we're on issue 11, so we're almost done with year 1. If you haven't checked out our previous episodes, definitely go do so, please. Subscribe if you haven't. We've got plenty more good content to come. We're doing the entire series of Injustice 1 comics, one each day. So yeah, we're on issue 11, so definitely check out the rest, and hopefully we'll keep seeing you guys around. Alright, so let's jump into this. Got my notes pulled up here. Okay, so right off the bat, I want to say I do love the secret hideout in the unisex bathroom. It's very, it's just good placement, I guess. I mean, it makes sense. If you're going to put a secret hideout, might as well put it in the, in a bathroom. Just some random location. Anyways, made me think of Desperado. Because one of the secret locations in Desperado was in their crummy old bathroom, except for that thing was just an absolute disgusting mess.
I can't remember. I've seen that movie and I cannot remember, but it makes sense.
Tarantino and the other dude that he was with go in there, and it's just like crap is everywhere, and they just have to flush the toilet to go in there, but nobody uses the bathroom, I guess, because it's so disgusting. Anyways, that's just the secret hideout behind the bar or whatever. Regardless, moving on, sticking with the comic at hand. I like that Green Arrow. I like the back and forth between Green Arrow and Black Canary. It's good as usual. I don't think it's failed to impress once in these comics, this series. They've always had good interplay, and I love that Green Arrow was only trusted with a number, like a single number, and Canary was trusted with an entire address. I also like that he's continually kind of pressing how long have you known that he's Bruce Wayne? And she just doesn't want to tell him because he wants to know so badly. She's enjoying torturing him with it. So, and then when they actually get in the bathroom, in the stall, she implies that it's not the first time that they've gone into a stall together, which is kind of naughty.
Very movie couple stuff. Yeah, I like it.
It's naughty. Very mature comics these are, for sure, with the violence and the little innuendo and stuff like that. So it's good stuff there. I like that it's very adult, not too adult, but yeah, it rides that line, which is always good. I like the quips by Green Arrow, of course. I like that he says he's not sure what scares him more, that Batman has their eyes on file or that the toilet is talking to them. It's another good moment, good quip from Green Arrow. Okay, well, we get in there and, well, I mean, the main thing here is that we learn from them, discussing and taking part in the meeting is Batman says Martian Manhunter is dead, at least as far as he knows. I mean, it's possible Batman is just going by what he saw. He may, we don't know. I don't know exactly how Martian Manhunter's regeneration works. I don't know if it takes a long period of time or if that was just for him. The way these comics are going, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if it is it for him. You said yourself that, you wouldn't be surprised if he's dead, but
I feel like that's the goal. I mean, we haven't gotten to it yet, but I feel like they're trying to set up a lot of stuff very quickly. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Which, honestly, if that is the case and he is dead, it kind of makes more sense why he may not be an Injustice 2. I didn't know that he dies in the comics here. I know he wasn't really relevant in the first game, in the story mode. He was in the background of a stage before he became DLC. He was in the Watchtower, of course. But yeah, I don't know. If their goal is the characters that die in the comics don't come back for Injustice 2, then maybe that is the case where they really aren't bringing a whole lot of characters from the first one back for this one. Maybe Injustice 2 is much like NK2, where they bring back a few characters, but then they put in a ton of new ones, or a Deception, or something or Deadly Alliance is a good example of that. MK4. So maybe that's what we're getting with Injustice 2. We got our mainstays, and the ones that died in the comics, they're, for the most part, maybe we get a couple exceptions here or there. Maybe they find little loopholes to bring them back in Injustice 2, or maybe they just bring them back because maybe they have flashbacks, and that's reason enough to bring them back. But I don't know.
I mean, Injustice has always been built on two universes, so it was always a way. But I mean, if the leak list is true, then Jonathan Crane obviously shows up in Injustice too.
Sure,
So
but I mean, even they really didn't say. So far, Scarecrow hasn't really been covered. They mentioned him in passing. They showed him there, but either way, I don't really want to go into
yeah.
leak lists or anything like
Oh,
that for
gotcha.
this thing, anyways. Just because I want to stick it with the comic more so than that. I mean, I know I brought up the roster talk, but regardless, let's bring it back here. So yeah, Martian Manhunter, as far as we know, is dead. So he did go out valiantly. He did go out fighting for the cause. He helped out Batman escape, so he had a noble death, and he was trying to reach Superman, and unfortunately Wonder Woman put the kibosh on that, and it led to a very gruesome death for him. So if this is the last time we see him in the comics, it sucks because he was fun and he was there only for a couple issues, but it seems like the death toll is racking up quickly in these comics, and they're definitely disposing of a lot of characters. The character, representation has been great so far in the comics, and each character has been had a lot of really cool moments. So I'm not really upset by it, but I don't think they brought in a character and they just kill him off before they do anything that's worth note. Each character that's died kind of has that Walking Dead moment where they at least have that time to shine before they are taken out of it, so to speak. But that kind of sucks. I mean, Martian Manhunter is really just hitting home runs. He's part of two cool reveals, um, in the
He's part of
issues
some
that he
great
was in,
reviews.
and
Yeah.
yeah, he just had some cool interactions, and there was a lot of potential left there. So if that is the last we see of him, I don't know, but that I'll be disappointed if that is the last we see of him going for the rest of the series. But it was cool. At least he had his moments. Then we flash forward a little bit. They are developing a team. I like that it's like a heist team mentality. You have your thief. You have the one that can break the crystals. I just like how calculated it was. And Batman's team definitely has their specialties. Not to say that Superman's team don't. Superman's team seems to be a lot more just like everyone's a heavy hitter, whereas Batman's team is, very diverse in what their specialties are, probably because they don't really have superpowers for the most part. You have your Captain Atom and stuff like that. But I like the heist mentality and this operation that they're trying to pull off by busting into the name escapes me. Why do I struggle when we're on these things? It's late. It's 4:11 a.m.
Yeah, it's pretty out there.
This Fortress of Solitude. Sorry, but yeah, I like the mentality and just that team up heist mentality that he's got going on. It was fun seeing the giant door and stuff like that. But as soon as they got in there, typical heist fashion, everything hit the fan, so to speak, and they saw Ma and Pa Kent. Not good news, because instantly they had a distraction in order to keep Superman and everyone away by having, warships cross the borders and go towards, or is it Korea? North Korea, probably. And
They actually don't say north or south, but it's got to be
yeah,
north.
yeah, that would make the most sense. So they're heading towards Korea, whichever one. And so they're just trying to basically push across those lines to make it look like they might be trying to start a war just to fool Superman. He goes and bullies the president, but he immediately kind of catches on what's going on and knows that something's up and that this is all a ploy and it's a trap. It's a trap, a setup to just divert him. So he immediately goes towards the Fortress of Solitude. Not good news that his parents are there, because now it looks like Batman knows right away we need to get out of here. Superman knows, and if Superman thinks that we are here to harm his parents or to kidnap his parents, we're dead. We're all dead. Superman's not going to take that. So even though that wasn't what their intentions were, they were just going for the pills. Superman's not going to think like that, so he immediately tries to get out of there, but it is too late. Superman already starts wreaking havoc. He's got Captain Atom by his neck, ready to end his life, and Captain Atom fights back. And this is just unfortunate. Captain Atom fights back. He's finally testing his power level. He's got government orders that if he has a chance to take down Superman, to do so, and that's what Captain Atom's all about. He's going to follow those orders. That's what he does. And unfortunately, while him and Superman are brawling, Wonder Woman, always the one that's just causing chaos here. She goes up and
Yeah, pretty
slices.
consistent.
Yeah, she goes up and slices him with her sword, and that's essentially going to allow all the radiation and nuclear buildup within Captain Atom out. And Captain Atom, being the good guy that he is, covers the wound and basically says, I have a choice to make. I can either just let go and just let, the power of 5 nuclear bombs go off right now and obliterate the entire North Pole, taking everyone with him, or he can just fly off and, basically go out himself. But he's going to take Superman with him, so he does that. He goes up into space because that's his orders. He goes up and he's going to just blow himself up because at that point he's dead. He doesn't have a choice. So he's going to take Superman with him. Wonder Woman doesn't stand for that. She chases them, but Superman ends up using his heat vision to take them both out, and Wonder Woman kind of gets caught up in that as well. So she gets devastated and knocked down to the planet in a crater. Superman gets devastated, barely alive, but Captain Atom is no more. Batman's team loses another person, and probably their most powerful person, obviously, with Martian Manhunter now supposedly dead. So Captain Atom was their only real force to that degree, and now he's gone. Superman and Wonder Woman still alive. Flash takes Wonder Woman off to hopefully get her some first aid and maybe a bandage or two.
A couple, yeah.
Some gauze and stuff. And Superman is going to go save his parents because he's not going to leave without them.
Save in quotations, but yeah.
Yes. They don't really need saving, but yes, in his mind they do. Unfortunately, there's crystals in the way, so Ollie's kind of trapped. The others kind of wait for him outside. Superman busts in, starts questioning Ollie, and he says, we didn't even know we were coming here. I didn't know we were coming here. Black Canary didn't know she was coming here. Why would she wear fishnets to the North Pole? It doesn't make any sense. We came here last second. And he starts questioning about the pills. And he's just there just trying to distract Superman long enough to pull something off. We're not sure exactly what he's trying to pull off, but he's monologuing in his own mind. We're seeing his thoughts. And he's just trying to distract Superman. Unfortunately, one of his arrows deflects off of Superman and kind of spins and then goes into Superman's father. And it's just like a shoulder, so it's not like a lethal wound or anything, but it's, once again, here we go. Now another person that he cares about is getting hurt. It's his own damn fault, but he doesn't see it that way.
He doesn't even look wounded. He's just like, oh, I was shot with an arrow.
Yeah. So.
And, yeah?
Yeah, well, no, go ahead.
Well, I mean, just, it's clearly just a flesh wound, like...
Yeah. But,
I mean, yeah.
He doesn't see it that way. He's just, once again, things around him are getting hurt, and he's had enough of that. That's the last thing he wants. And
he doesn't see anything. Like, he doesn't see his mother saying, Clark, please stop. Like,
no.
He's clearly just blinded. I mean, that's why I love the line when...
He's got that rage.
That rage, man.
The rage factor.
And when Green Arrow says, I always figured Batman would be the one to snap, and I was like, oh, that's... We haven't had a sick burn in a while, so yeah, we were due.
Sick burn on Superman there, sick burn on Batman, so it's kind of a double-edged one there. But it makes sense, it's fitting, and yeah, he's just buying time, and he gets another arrow off, which makes it out of the Fortress of Solitude to where Black Canary, Batman, and Catwoman are waiting for him, and it looks like it's holding a pill, at least. So that's what he tried to manage to get away. They decide they want to still wait for him, but Black Canary knows Ollie and knows that he's not coming. So they go to the teleporter without him, supposedly, and we cut back to Ollie, and he's just we don't see it happening, we see it from his point of view, and it's getting darker. He says he can't even move his mouth because it doesn't work anymore because he's getting beaten so bad, and we just see Superman in a rage. Essentially, we're led to the assumption that Ollie's just getting systematically picked apart, destroyed, he's dying, in front of our eyes, but we're seeing it from his point of view, so it's just getting darker and darker. And it gets into the feels moment, another touching death scene that's definitely... it's hard to like. It honestly is hard for me
Um,
to describe these scenes because it is really sad. They're really good about like how they build these in there. They got Ma Kent, Martha, just shouting for Clark to stop. His hands are all bloody, and he's just in a red. His eyes are red with rage. And then we have him apologizing in his mind to Black Canary, the old apologizing that he's not going to make it out of this one. That's always sad to see. You know, movies have done that quite a lot, but that's what he's doing. He says, "I'm trying to speak, but my mouth." I have it right here, so I might as well just read off of it because it's sad. But I'm trying to speak, but my mouth doesn't work anymore. Meanwhile, Ma Kent is saying, "Clark, stop." And he says, "I'm so sorry, pretty bird. I thought we'd have more time." And then Ma Kent chimes in, "Please," just pleading with Clark to stop. He's just still pursuing. Green Arrow's getting darker, and he says Dinah, and then it kind of has like it has a picture of Superman. Like you see Superman's face, you see kind of a flash of the crystals of the Fortress of Solitude. He's starting to kind of pan up. Basically, he's losing consciousness, and you kind of see an overlay of Black Canary's face in a very beautiful setting in the city, and just kind of overlaid of everything that's going on. Then the next panel is of just Black Canary in that same kind of pose, just a nice smile pose, like a photo of her, so to speak. And the last little thing he says is the prettiest girl in the whole damn world, and then just fades to black, and he says, "I was so lucky." So definitely, ugh, that hurts. But yeah,
yeah.
it hurts for multiple reasons. One, because they're just so damn good at. I mean, they're not really hit and miss with the deaths. They've been pretty much hit. It just depends how effective they are with them. Some are more impactful than others. This one is one of the best ones, I gotta say, though. I feel for Green Arrow. He's completely outmatched. I mean, this is basically the 300-pound bully just picking on the, 110-pound geek. I mean, he has
The
no
guy
chance.
with the bow and arrow, yes.
And he knew he was screwed. He knew he was a dead man walking, much like Captain Atom was a dead man walking at that point. They were both basically in the same situation, except for, and they both kind of handled it the same way. And they were both going out doing what they could at that point. They didn't go out just, giving up. They were going out trying to buy themselves enough time to at least do as much, help as much going out. Now, we don't necessarily know that he's dying here, but it's heavily implied. We'll probably have to wait till the next issue to know for sure, to see the actual body, so to speak. But yeah, it's not looking good right now for old Ollie. Fades to black, and yeah. So he did what he could to help the guys out, but they're leaving without him anyways. So unless Superman chooses to show mercy and finally let up, he's done.
It was definitely a much better exit than Martian. Martian's exit was basically just "fuck you, Wonder Woman," and then he died.
Yeah.
This is much more in character, but as well done as it is, it's a little frustrating because he is, in my opinion, one of the strongest parts of the book. He is one of my favorite parts. The Harley Quinn stuff in him were really good. So
Yeah, you cut out there, but
I'm hoping the death would be a little more personal and not just an act of passion. Because then that's the vibe I got from the game. Like I really feel like Ollie was a thorn in his side,
yeah,
and I don't know. This felt that's probably the big problem with this comic book is a lot of things do feel really rushed, but it is good though. I definitely do think it's very strong.
sure. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps it up. But yeah, that was my next point. Was it sucks because I mean it's just so sad to see it happen. The way they do it is very well done. But yeah, it's also the main reason why it's unfortunate and sad is because he is one of the best characters in this book, if not the best. I mean, you could definitely make a strong case for him that every panel he's been in, every scene he's been in, he's had some funny quips, he's had some great interactions, be it with Harley, with Black Canary, with Batman, whatever the case, with Superman, just in general, he's had some great moments. So yeah, to see him go, I feel like that takes a hit to the characterization, the personalities being presented in the comics, and the writing in the comics. So it definitely, man, it just sucks for Batman's team right now. Like, it is a major bummer. Captain Atom, Martian Manhunter, Nightwing, Ollie, like they are just one after another taking like
And
punches.
Damien, you can throw Damien in there. I think,
Yeah, I
as
mean,
someone who's defected, like that's
sure.
almost as bad as a loss.
To a lesser degree, yeah, because I mean, Damien's definitely not as likable as the other characters mentioned, but it's just a gut punch so far, one after another for Batman's team, and his, Batman losing his secret identity like that. So it's just one low blow and just gut like wrenching punch after another. They're just getting beaten down. I don't know how they're going to turn the tides. Granted, they got away with a pill, so obviously they're going to have that superpower on their side, but Captain Atom, yeah, I mean they just so much loss on their side, so definitely they're left devastated right now going into the last issue of this season of the first year. They have lost everything, so they have very little gain coming out of this. They got a pill, so yeah, that's not good. So yeah,
Well, like, I don't know. I guess my final commentary would be like you were talking about how you liked the synergy of the heist in the beginning. It's such a cool comparison to look at Batman's team, which is basically like Ocean's 11,
sure.
and compare it to basically Superman's team, which is basically Superman plus a lot of drones who have to do exactly what they tell them to do. It's really interesting to connect those dots to me.
Right.
And yeah, that sucks about Green Arrow. I hope there's a replacement. I hope they bring a character who is as interesting and awesome and funny as Green Arrow. But when they could, they have the characters to do it. Let's cross our fingers on that, maybe.
I'm glad these comics exist because I really like the world that Injustice sets out. I think it's a very interesting concept, but in the game, it was so rushed. And, the cinematics were few and far between in the grand scheme of things. You watch a 2 hours worth of cinematics, don't even compare to years of comics. And we're only 11 issues in, 12 if you count the annual. And already I feel like the characterizations and the moments are so much better written and more impactful and just feel better fleshed out. I mean, yeah, it's still rushed, like you said, but I just feel like you have time to feel. Like in Injustice, playing through the story mode, I don't remember feeling like I feel now. Like I actually losing a character like this, it sucks. It honestly is just like, damn, that's disappointed. It makes me feel bad. Like if we may never see Green Arrow again. I don't know. That sucks.
Yeah, I think I mention another cast or not. I had a lot of problems with the Injustice story mode. I never really got a chance to talk about it, but yeah, it's not perfect. It's good, but it is so far from
Sure. And
perfect.
it's worth
Yeah, so
revisiting. I'm sure we'll revisit it before the next game comes out. I want to at
sure.
least revisit the story of the game because I don't remember a lot of it, and it's worth revisiting going into the next one along with these comics. So we'll definitely work something out to do that as well. But yeah, so let's wrap up this issue. We got one more for the end of the year, and then we're going to start on year two. Like I said, we're just going to keep every single day pumping these things out, so we aren't going to take any breaks in between years or anything like that. I'm just going to keep on coming. But I'm looking forward to the next issue to see what else happens here. Because, I mean, even if Superman takes down Ollie, there's nothing saying he just doesn't immediately find Batman and Catwoman and all of them
Yeah.
or stop them before they even escape in time. So who knows? So there's a lot left to, find out to have resolution here. Ugh. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a bummer leaving this episode, but we've had a few of those, especially
Yeah,
on,
we've had some
yeah.
practice at this point.
But anyways, you guys take care, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you with the next issue, issue 12 of the Injustice comic, and yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
Later, everybody.
This one is for Green Arrow.